Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ravi Agrari and you are listening on this online platform. See, in this current affairs issues, deep ocean mission is a very common topic and very important topic. Even in the past few days, this topic was in the news. And what about the issues of deep ocean mission and all the dimensions that I will discuss with you in this entire video. Okay, fine. This entire PDF is available on this link, those you can see on the screen right now. Okay, this is the Telegram link where this PDF is available. You people can directly find it. So it's a Telegram group and simultaneously you can also access all the information on this Facebook page. So let us start. What about the current affair issues regarding the deep ocean missions? You come here guys, this article that was published in the newspaper. Those picture I just took crop here, you can see on the screen guys. Okay, before going to show you this all the articles, those was even published in the newspapers, I would like to inform you about some approval, okay, that Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given in India. Okay, actually, you know, for the deep ocean mission, a proposal was given by Ministry of Earth Science in India. Again, I will repeat. On deep ocean mission, a specific proposal, okay, was given by Ministry of Earth Science that what we should do for the ocean experiments, ocean resources, ocean diversities and all. And that approval was given by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs. So finally this approval, those Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given behind the deep ocean mission. What is this deep ocean mission? This is the article. Okay, deep ocean mission is actually, in this case, underwater vehicles and underwater robotics will be used for the mining process in the deep oceans. Why mining process in the deep ocean through the help of underwater vehicles and underwater robotics will use? The reason is very simple. Ocean is the richest source of many resources. Okay, and these are commonly, even those are very, very important ocean resources. This is called as a polymetallic nodules. What are the polymetallic nodules? I will come later on. But you must be clear, polymetallic nodules are main reserves are resources, those are available in the ocean beds. Even those permission India got, it's around 75,000 square kilometer of area in international water areas, where India can go for the exploration for polymetallic nodules. Now you people can definitely ask me what are coming under the polymetallic nodules. Polymetallic nodules have manganese, nickel, copper, cobalt, this type of metals. Okay, and these type of metal reserves, if you will see overall, those are estimated in this area is around 380 million tons. So it's my goodness guys, 380 million tons polymetallic nodules are reported in these areas. Those approval this Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given in the recent past. Okay, ultimately, you know, these polymetallic nodules are very, very important resources. Those we people can use in many places. Okay, in the electronic industries, medical industries, in many places, guys, these polymetallic nodules are the best options for its users. Now, question is, okay, what about the overall the scenario of deep ocean missions? Actually, here in this mission, okay, what about the approval of this committee? That 4,077 crore rupees approval from this committee side, even allocated for the next coming 5 years period. But these all the fundings, those brought under this mission guys in the phase manner. Okay, it's not in a one moment of time, at least it will complete in the 5 years. So total expenditure of 4,077 crore will be in coming 5 years in a phase manner. Those will invest in the exploration work and many other R&Ds, research and development sectors. Ministry of Earth Science, as I told you, will be the nodal ministries. Okay, will be the nodal ministries for the deep ocean missions. Okay, and it will work with the help of various institutions. Those are working in India. And the purpose of this mission is actually Blue Economy Initiatives. The purpose of this project, Deep Ocean Mission, is the Blue Economy Initiatives. Okay, so Blue Economy Initiative brought by Government of India, where the ocean-based economy will literally influence our economic growth. Not only our economic growth, even the person, those are living nearby the ocean areas for their own livelihoods and other supports. What is the blue economy? Now the question is, what is the blue economy initiative of Government of India? Actually, in the case of blue economy, we people are using the ocean resources in a sustainable manner. Sustainable manner means we are utilizing the ocean resources for today's, for our own growth and development, but we are also doing the safe future. We are not doing the exploitation of future for the only present benefits. This is the meaning of sustainable development. Here in the case of blue economy, we will do the sustainable use of ocean resources for our economic growth, for improve the livelihood conditions, for job opportunities, and even a part of this we will try to manage the ocean ecosystem health. You know, in the case of exploration work, in the case of deep ocean exploration work, 5 countries are those which already have developed technologies. What is the news in the current scenario for India? India is the 6th country who recently developed and achieved. And that's why India brought the deep ocean missions in the recent past. What are the first 5 countries? Those have developed the technologies and even got the expertise. You can see on the screen here, guys. Okay, these 5 countries are US, Russia, France, Japan, and China. You must remember, guys. And now India here as a 6th rank, where the India is going to involve into deep ocean mission. What about the potential in India? If overall you people will see about the potential of India in the case of deep ocean resources and all, so around 75,000 areas, square kilometer areas, those are allocated in Central Indian Ocean Basin region. Okay, and now the question is, who has allocated this area of 75,000 square kilometer in the Central Indian Ocean Basin? So here, for this purposes of exploration of polymetallic nodules, UN International Seabed Authority is working. So 75,000 square kilometer areas in the Central Indian Ocean Basin. Here India will go for the exploration work of the polymetallic nodules. Who authorized? Who has given this permission? So UN International Seabed Authority, you people remember. Actually, this CIOB area, Central Indian Ocean Basin areas, is a deposit of metals like iron, manganese, nickel, and cobalt. And you must be clear, manganese is in very high amount here, guys. You know, if overall we people do the 10% recovery of reserves from these areas, okay, from these area, if only 10% of recovery we will do, so in coming 100 years, we can fulfill the energy requirement of India. It's a great advantages for India, guys. Again, I repeat, 10% recovery of this polymetallic nodules in this area will fulfill the demand of energy requirement for next coming 100 years in India. So how much the potential in this area? Through the help of this factual data, you can find out. This is the area you can see, guys. This is the India, as you people can see in this picture. This is the entire India. And just below, this is the region that is called Central Indian Ocean Basin. This permissions. Okay, this permission India received. Now question is here, guys. Now question is, what is the International Seabed Authority? Those has given the permission for India for 75,000 square kilometer area explorations. This International Seabed Authority, it is an autonomous international organization that was established in 1994. And those autonomous international organizations established in 1994 as the International Seabed Authority, it is coming under United Nations Convention on Law and Sea that was established in 1982. So finally, International Seabed Authority is set up under United Nations Convention on the Law and Sea. And this headquarters, this International Seabed Authority headquarters is in Kingston, Jamaica. What is the purpose of this International Seabed Authority? Sustainable use of the ocean resources. In one line statement, I'll tell you, sustainable use of ocean resources. It means people will not do the exploitation. Sustainable development. Again, I repeat the two words here, sustainable development. So how International Seabed do the authority? Very simple, guys. Regulate, organize, and control all mineral related activities in this particular area, in the proper jurisdictions. Okay, an area underlying most of the world ocean, guys. This International Seabed Authority covered entire world oceans areas. But one thing I'm telling you, guys, it governs non-living resources, not for the living resources. For animals and plants, those are living inside the ocean bodies. It is only responsible for what? Non-living resources. You know, in this International Seabed Authority, total 168 members are the member of it. But again, I will tell you guys, US even is still not ratified this. Okay, US has not yet ratified the Law of Sea Conventions and is not a member of International Seabed Authority. You people should remember. Here UPSC can confuse you. Definitely you people think so, US definitely should be. But again, I'm telling you, US is not here, guys. What about the major component of the mission, guys? Definitely, guys, development of technology for the deep sea mining and manned submersibles. Different type of technology we must have to develop so that we people can do inside the deep in the sea for the mining purposes. One of the interesting feature is mentioned there, manned submersible. What is a manned submersible? It is also a technology through the help of this we people can send 3 people deeply into the ocean at a depth of 6,000 meters. Okay, they will carry through some certain scientific sensors and tools and will do the exploration work there. Even for the polymetallic nodule procedures, an integrated mining system should apply. Okay, and one thing more guys, I am telling you, the exploration studies of mineral will pave a way for the commercial exploitations in the near future. Okay, so these all the what major components of the missions in the first dimensions. Another dimension, if you people will see, so development of ocean climate change advisory services, it is also very, very important. For the future projection is very, very important. Okay, future projection is very, very important. Why future projection is very important? You should be clear, guys. You know the influences of the climate and weathers is depend on the oceans also. So those countries are close to ocean, guys. The ocean conditions influence the what? Coastal areas impacts. And finally, guys, through the help of the ocean climate change advisory services, we can understand what about the changes, what about the impacts those ocean will create to the livelihood reasons or land reasons. Even various technological innovations for explorations and conservation of deep sea diversity. It's also the main focus area. Deep ocean survey and explorations time to time is very, very important. And through the help of, we will find out various features into the oceans. Ocean thermal energy conversions, okay, and desalination plants, they are also very important features in this case of deep ocean missions. You know, oceans is also the source of energy generations. Even 3 mode of energy generation through the help of ocean energy, you people remember. Even I taught in my static classes also. Okay, the one is called as a tidal energy, the second is called as a wave energy, and third is called as ocean thermal energy. And for ocean thermal energy, the top and bottom of temperature difference should be at least 20 degrees Celsius. And here in this ocean, this 20 degrees Celsius temperature gradients or differences are possible. So this is the reason in this case, desalination, ocean thermal conversion, we can also do. And desalination plant means removal of salt from the water. We people can perform it. So somehow this area can also be used for ocean thermal power based generations and removal of salt from water as to find out drinking water. And definitely, guys, there is an advanced marine station for the ocean biology is also very, very important. And here, a lot of the ocean biology and engineering research and development is still very important. So these are the various features in this particular area. What about the significance in the reference of India? In the reference of India, even if you will see, the oceans are the storehouse for the food. A lot of the seafoods are available there. Even algas are also there. Those are edible and available into the water bodies. Even they're the good source of energy, I told you guys. 10% of resources you just carry, coming 100 years you can fulfill the demand of energy. Great. A lot of minerals, even medicine sources. A lot of the alga, a lot of the sea plants. Okay, seaweeds, they are the good source of medicinal values. Okay, and I told you guys the oceans are also responsible for the weather and climate changes. Somehow they will affect the life on the earth. And one thing more I am telling you, only hardly less than 5% of the ocean areas are explored. It means 95% of deep oceans remain still unexplored. And what is the benefit with the India, guys? 3 sites India is covered with the ocean, guys. 3 sites. And 30% of countries' populations living in the coastal areas. They are coming under the impact of the oceans for their economic benefits. Okay, fisheries, aquaculture, tourism, livelihoods. In that way, guys, in that way, these people, 30% of the peoples in our country, they are coming under the effect of oceans. They are supporting the life there. Now the question is, what is blue economy? Blue economy concepts was brought by Gunter Pauli in 2010. Blue economy concept, again I will repeat, brought by Gunter Pauli in 2010. Okay, in his book, and the name of the book was The Blue Economy, 10 Years, 100 Innovations and 100 Million Jobs. This blue economy is what? It's a sustainable use of ocean resources. We are not doing the exploitations. And why this sustainable uses? For economic growth, improve livelihood and jobs, and even ocean ecosystem health. Blue economy is very, very important. Okay, even under the Sustainable Development Goal 14, under Sustainable Development Goal 14, guys, conservation and sustainability of oceans is very, very important. So that is the reason those marine resources we will do, we should not do the exploitation of ocean. So here all the resources should go under sustainable development. And the rest you people know very well. Okay, economy, okay, the growth of a country somehow is also affected under the due to oceans. Even other blue economies, where you will see guys, India is working, and India even brought various programs and schemes to boost up what blue economy in India. Here, India and Norway task force on blue economy was set up for the sustainable development. Okay, this bilateral collaboration, they are working especially to manage the resources in the ocean in the sustainable manner. Even Sagarmala project also brought in India last 2 years back, especially to develop the port in India, guys. Okay, and here government will provide all IT-based enabled services. Okay, so modernization of the ports and under the Sagarmala project. So somehow it will also boost up the blue economies. OSMARTS is an umbrella scheme. And this umbrella scheme aims to regulate the use of oceans, marine resources for sustainable development and integrated coastal zone management also. Okay, integrated coastal management zone even improve livelihood opportunities for the coastal areas communities. Okay, and this is the reason guys, blue growth initiatives is the main motive of the government. Here for these purposes, okay, a national fisheries policies, okay, a national fisheries policy is brought especially to promote the blue growth initiatives. Blue growth means, again I'm telling you, ocean-based developments, fisheries, aquatic resources, everything are coming under the blue growth. Now the question is, what is the desalination? Ocean thermal system, I'm not explaining here, but I'm again telling you, ocean-based power generation have a 3 modes. Okay, again I repeat, the one is the tidal energy, second is the wave energy, and third is the ocean thermal energy. Ocean thermal energy is also a mode, those we can set up here in this particular area for power generation. And the another one in this area, desalination plant we can also set up, and we can do the removal of salt from the water, and now this water will become as a drinking water. And the procedure for the desalination plant that we will do, it's called reverse osmosis process. And for reverse osmosis, we people must have to use semi-permeable membrane. We people must have to use the semi-permeable membrane. See, this is the semi-permeable membrane that you can see in this picture, guys. Okay, the one side here you can see as a salt water for contamination. And here you can see as a semi-permeable membrane that is written here. And here when a pressure, here what is that? A pressure is going to apply. So external pressure is going to apply. And those solvents are dissolved here. Those solvents, okay, those solvents and solute means overall have a solutions. Okay, concentration is there. Okay, here it is high. The reason is salt amount is higher in the salt water. When applied extra pressure we are doing through the help of semi-permeable membrane, now the water is going to filtrate. Okay, and this larger size of the salt particle will restrict here. Why water only move? The reason, this semi-permeable membrane have a microscopic pores and the water diameter is less, so easily water can pass but not salt. In this way, guys, people can do the purification of the water at this place. And the worldwide those people are suffering with the water problems and all, we people can solve these problems. Okay, in that way, guys, it will rejuvenate the hydrological cycle. Okay, unlimited climate independence. Finally, definitely when the, actually, you know, what is the reason for the water reservoirs charging? How the water reservoirs charge? Through the help of rain or precipitations. Now you people have not a dependency on rains. If rain is not proper, still you people can use it. Still, through the help of this procedure, you can fulfill the demand of water supply. And see, it is a steady supply. Regularly, you know, high quality water supply is there. Okay, and here there is no natural supply of potable water exists in this way, guys. Okay, and you people can maintain the water quality and all in your way. So definitely, guys, it will definitely a great achievement for any country. Okay, through the help of desalinations. Now, what is the polymetallic nodules? This whole article is based on polymetallic nodules. And here in the last, I would like to discuss with you what are under the polymetallic nodules. Okay, some of the metals you people already have seen in the beginning, those articles published in the newspaper. Polymetallic nodules are iron manganese oxide deposits. Okay, those are on the ocean bed. They are potato shaped, porous, and even earthly color, guys. Their sizes are ranging from 2 to 10 centimeter in the diameter. So polymetallic nodules are 2 to 10 centimeter in diameters. Okay, and one thing more, guys. Those volcanoes activities are going to be happening to the ocean, guys, ocean bed. Whenever the hot magmas and all those are going to generate, they also carrying a lot of the minerals. And here the major components of polymetallics, major components, iron, cobalt, nickel, manganese, these all are there. Even not only these guys, even these are the major component. A part of this, rare earth minerals are also available here, with a great source of valuable minerals like gold, silver, zinc. They are also available. Even a part of this, some rare earth metals are also available here in this place, in the ocean beds. And those are the essential ingredients in electronic devices and various electronic gadgets like your camcorder, like in the case of your mobile phone, like in the case of your tab, laptops, everywhere we can use electronic gadgets, etc. Okay, so this is the entire information about this lecture of Deep Ocean Mission. That article was recently published. And again, in the next video, I'll come with the new topics. But here in the last, I'll tell you, these books, don't miss to read it. It's available in the both English and Hindi medium. This article was related to environment, this environment-based book. Don't miss, guys. Okay, don't miss it. And one thing more, I'm telling you, 30 questions overall out of 100 in your general studies are coming from these two subjects only. So kindly read this book and follow me and my lectures. Okay, and that will be entirely helpful to you guys. Time to time, whatever the current affairs updation is required, I will bring here. And this is the overall, guys, like regarding any online classes of my modules of science and environment is available on the Purvanchal IAS app. You people can access my classes, are already there. And for face-to-face classes, if you live in the Gorakhpur nearby areas, okay, so Delhi-based faculties and teachers are taking your classes at Purvanchal IAS Gorakhpur, so you people can come and join us. As a sustainable manner, we have started this class. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Take care of yourself, and meet you soon with the next video with some new hope, with some new current related topics. Have a good day. Bye.